Right. Anyway, Streamy audio is working. Yeah, that's working. So today, I'm at my housing association regarding the email complaint I had from one of my neighbours moaning that I had a CCTV camera out my balcony and it's facing down on the road and it was capturing cars, vehicles, deliveries, people walking up and down. And I'd already emailed the housing advisor saying I've taken them down, which I've done. There's one old one, bullet one, which somehow she knows that I've got out there. I said, well, that's been out there for years and I've never had no complaints on that one. Right, Simon, right in. So she still requests me to take it down, although it's not got no power there on it, So I said to her today, I'll do it tomorrow, but I was going to go out there just now, but it's pissing down rain, so it will have to be done tomorrow now. Well, what it is, right? I had a CCTV camera out on this window, and I had one outside. I've had cameras everywhere, in the past. I thought I'd put one out here on this window, and it wasn't capturing anything. No one, not in the car park, not the footpath, nothing. It's kind of like going over this big wall here outside and going onto like a dirt path because I do have interest in wildlife animals sometimes, especially the foxes, seeing what the old foxes are up to. Oh, that's my other camera just gone flying on the floor. Cats out there. Animals do weird things out there. So I had that one set up, and it wasn't really capturing anyone's garden or anything like that, yeah. But the balcony one, where I had it stationed, it was picking up the house across the road, their garden, and part of their house, and the one across the other side is picking up their one, but it's mainly more down on the road, and we have been getting a lot of fly tipping over here as well. So because someone put a complaint in, now the complaint was about 2 weeks ago, because I was sitting here one night doing a stream, and I said to the guys, "Hey, hang on a minute, someone's taking photos on my balcony." So I saw two people come down. Then about 5 seconds later, one went back up onto the road and started taking photos on the phone. So I thought, what the hell are they taking photos of my balcony for? Oh, they kind of like casing the joint out to burgle me or something, So lucky I've got CCTV camera there. But no, I get an email Friday from the Housing Association saying they've had a complaint about me having CCTV there. And I had to, if I was going to have CCTV, I had to follow all these guidelines, which ain't even on their website, guidelines from the ICL, whatever it is, due to the protection, the privacy and protection of people who live around the surrounding area of me. And I read it, and it doesn't really say you're not allowed to have it, but you have to obey by the privacy laws, and on the email she said, could you please remove them in one way? So I actually, the one out there, I removed a week ago because it kept falling down because it was only stuck on tape. So I removed that one about a week ago, and I brought it in here, and it's on my shelf up there, yeah. And the balcony one, when I got the email complaint, I thought, oh, fuck this shit. So I went out there and disassembled it and put it in the living room. And I emailed her saying, look, I've had it up there, because I have had threats towards my life, and it's there for protection, and also, to deter people who are taking photos of my balcony in case that they're trying to case a joint out and burgle me, kind of thing. I said, it's all right for the person who put a complaint in to take photos of my property, but I can't have a CCTV camera. Goes, well, you know, like, you know, because I spoke to the woman who actually emailed me. Goes, well, the problem being is that, you know, there are rules and regulations. You know, we're not saying you can't have a CCTV, but you've got to follow by, you know, the rules and regulations and all this kind of stuff, you know. And they've probably taken the photos as evidence that you have a CCTV. So I said, yeah, but, you know, all I had to do is come and knock on the door and ask me to move it, and I would have moved it. But I said, hang on a minute. I said, the thing is, right, this woman or man who could put a complaint in, right, about me having a CCTV camera, you think about it, when they go out shopping, work, or whatever, yeah, I guarantee they go past CCTV cameras on a daily basis. Well, are they going to knock on the doors and say, hey, I don't want image captured on camera? So it ain't going to work. They'd have to go to court and have their images removed from CCTV cameras, right? And I said to the woman, I said, if you think about it, yeah, the UK is the world's biggest country with CCTV cameras in operation. I know that because I saw a documentary on it. So, you know, whoever put a complaint in is getting captured on CCTV everywhere they go. So what's one more camera? Oh, well, you know, as I say, like, it's all down to the privacy laws and, you know, terms and conditions and stuff like that. So, well, I've taken it down. I said, I'm not going after this hassle. I've taken it down. And she goes, well, they said you've got more than one on the balcony. Well, I've got one on the fencing, right? And I've told them that might have been there before I even moved in. I can't even remember. But it's been there years and years and years. I think it is my one. I don't know. But I said, it's not even connected. No power going in, no cable connected to it whatsoever. She goes, well, is there any chance you can move that one as well? I said, well, yeah. But I said to her, on your website, yeah, it says, and I quoted it here, my neighbour has a CCTV, is this allowed? And on your website it says, yes, they are allowed to have a CCTV camera as long as they follow the terms and conditions and all that kind of stuff, yeah. So I said to her, look, if you're saying that we can have CCTV, can I have permission to put it back up? And instead of having it facing down, you know, on the road, I'll have it facing towards the wooden fence because it still covers my balcony. And she goes, well, I can't say yes verbally. You know, if you want to put a camera up, you'll have to email me stating where the camera's going to be located. You know, if it's going to be pointing to someone's garden or if it's just going to be pointing onto your balcony towards the wooden wall or whatever, you know, kind of, you know, you need to explain exactly how and where you're going to position it. So I said, well, that's just too much, you know, hassle with me, you know, because at the moment I've got something else I need to talk to you about. I said, you know what, I'll leave you for now and I'll get back to you on that another time. She goes, okay, well, I appreciate you've emailed me. I was going to email you back to say thank you for like getting back in touch with me. Goes, oh, I don't need to do that now because I'm reading your email and you've actually stated that you have removed the cameras. So one confused that year that they say I can have cameras, but I can't have cameras facing people's gardens or facing the public road because even if someone walks down the road or motorbike or car comes down, it is actually capturing either a photo or video imagery of whoever's coming down the roadway. Now, I did say to her, this was going to benefit you as well because we've had a lot of fly tipping around here. And, you know, if I'd caught a fly tipper, I could have gave you that person's registration number and you could have handed it to the police and they could have, like, you know, done an investigation and probably caught the actual fly tipper. But that ain't going to happen now because I've taken the cameras down. And I said, yeah, there is one on the fence out there. And, like, you know, I will try to take it down. So I ain't going to do it today because my hand's aching, you know, because of the arthritis, which was a little bit bullshit. But I went just to do it now, actually, but it's pissing down the rain. I thought, well, fuck am I going to go out there getting soaking wet, just take a camera down, which ain't even connected, so they can stay there. I said, I will definitely do it by tomorrow. No, give me 24 hours and not it'll be removed. Although, you know, what's the point in removing a camera? It ain't got no power connected to it. But they still say, well, it's still a camera, it's pointing into the main road, you know, kind of thing. People are getting a bit concerned that it's capturing their images and, you know, their privacy, their property and all that shit. So but I said, okay, I'll take that one down tomorrow. Even though I don't think it's my one, because I can't remember if that was there before I came here or not. Probably is one of my ones, but I don't know. And there ain't no cable connected to it. Well, there's a little bit of cable, but it's not connected to a CCTV box. Because my ones always used to be like on plastic boxes just resting there. And sometimes I had to go out on my old wired ones and like replace them because the bleeding cams kept being blown about. But yeah, let's see what Simon's saying. Let me go on to Streamyard and click on his conversations. Yeah, good. What's the complaint? They want to come and go as they please without being on camera. Then they have something to hide. Maybe they do. No, this was like someone coming down the main path, well, on the roadway at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. 2 women. Unless they've been out for an all-night party or something like that, and they've come home from a party and they're pissed and they've seen a camera. You know, like you say, what they got to hide, you know, what's the concern about a CCTV camera? Now, the Housing Association said, if, you know, we look into it and you do want to put one up, there are rules and regulations and you would need to put a sign up saying CCTV in progress. But I don't mean, well, if I do put one in there again, I'll put it so no one can see it. Because then no one can complain about it then. Unless someone like, you know, the neighbour behind me peeks over the wall and sees it. She's never had no complaints about it. No one. No, I bet them bastards upstairs. I've already taken it down. I've already taken it down. Because like, if you put it back up without, you know, us giving you permission through, you know, you've got to write a letter saying no, you want to put it back up here, but having it at a different angle. If you don't contact us for us to give you that decision that you can or can't, that could like put you in a situation where we can start sending you threatening letters, having you going to court for privacy violations, and it could even like lead to your tenancy agreement being terminated. So I could be kicked out if I don't do it the right way. So I said, well, I'm not here to cause problems. You know, I've got problems as it is. And like, I've taken them down. I'm not going through this shit. I said, I've got problems with upstairs. And I did tell them about their neighbours upstairs. Yeah, well, they say that I haven't got the right, I haven't got permission to record what's going on outside. Got no right. If they complain, then they're suspect, mate. Well, yeah, you know, why would anyone... You know, I had that camera out there for over 2 weeks on the balcony. And I did move it around a few times. I think the neighbour saw me doing it, so I wouldn't be surprised if that bitch upstairs. Not saying it is, but I wouldn't be surprised because we don't get on with each other whatsoever. Maybe she think that the camera's facing up at her when it wasn't. And I said to the housing advisor, I said, look, you know, the thing is, you know, whoever put a complaint in took photos of my balcony. Now, you know, that's kind of like suspicious to me. They could be casing the joint out, for I know, and planning to somehow break in. Like, you know, all you got to do is have a couple of people, like, bump someone up, you know, they can climb onto my balcony, or they might come down with a car and a ladder one day and break in. I said, that's my, you know, that's my life you're talking about, you know. That's the reason I'm pointing out there, for protecting myself, because I've had threats towards me in the past. And I've spoken to people in the past, I said, we'll put a CCTV camera out there. And that's the reason I've done it. But no, you've got to follow the terms and conditions, you know, and you'll put it in writing that you want to put a camera out there now. Oh, Last in that. See, over there on the other estate, yeah, there used to be a lot of fly tipping over there, a lot. And they put a camera there. I don't know if it's a real one or a dummy one, but it did actually stop people fly tipping. And it's always clean around that area now. Now, probably like, you might walk past as a bag that's been just dropped outside the bin because of lazy people not putting it in, or the bin's been too full. It's probably toppled out. But when they put the camera there, everything started getting clean and tidy. Now, we do get fly tippers out there. We have had, years we've had fly tippers, and someone put a notice board out there saying, "We're watching the fly tippers, be warned." Now, did they get permission to put that out there? Because it ain't a proper one, it's just a written one. And we haven't had any fly tipping for months now, but over the last couple of weeks, I'm thinking, well, maybe that that's also deterred fly tippers as well, because the cameras. Because as you come down the road, you could probably see my camera facing down on the road, because it used to be on like a plank of wood. So I said, I'm not going to be drilling holes in my walls, because one, I won't want to do it, and two, I probably damage the wall, which I don't want to be doing. So I had it on like a plank, and sometimes with the wind conditions, the plank would move around a little bit, and I'd have to go and adjust it, but I didn't tell her that. I just said it was on a plank of wood. But that's just a fucking joke, man. Can't have nothing nowadays, can they? Well, my camera used to be facing down on the roadway, yeah. From the balcony, it's like that far away from the wall. And I had it kind of like stuck in between a couple of chairs because it was on a big plank. And the camera was facing downwards like that. But you could still see the road at the top of the main road. You can see up the top of the main road, and you can see houses and the gardens on both sides. Because, it's a good camera. It's got a wide view on it. But I was wondering if it might have been the neighbour across the road, kind of thing. Or if it might have been just some fucking naggy old cow that has seen it and just wanted to make some kind of excuse to put a complaint in for some reason. And that's what I think it is. Like I say, I won't be surprised in them upstairs, because I don't get on with them whatsoever. And I told her that. So let's read the rest of this. Yeah, well, I can't even have a camera on now. I've got to have permission. I've got to write an email, apparently, to, because when I spoke to her, she goes, well, I said, well, can I put a camera out there if it's not facing, the way it was directed? And she's facing, like, the wooden fence. And we got a big wooden fence, which kind of like splits my neighbour and, mine and neighbour, which is Chinese people. So we can't see into each other's property. She goes, well, even if you do that and it's not pointing to anyone else's property, there's a possibility you could do it, but you have to write a letter, an email to us, and explain what particular directions it's pointing, meaning I'd have to take photos of it, and show what way it's pointing, and then they would have to look into it and say yes or no, kind of thing. And I ain't going to bother with it. Fuck it. What I might do is I might just take it back out there and have it laying on the ground so no one can fucking see it. What are they going to do? Hey, he's got his camera back. Well, how do you know? Well, they ain't going to know, because it'll be hidden away out of sight so no one can see it from the main road. From the people across that area, which I've never recorded in that area. So no one's going to see it. I could always get one of those little small cameras, like, little, about the size of tin can lid, which are available now. Might just get one of those. They're Wi-Fi. Where am I? I used to get a lot of good stuff on my old CCTV Wi-Fi camera, not Wi-Fi, the one, because I had one out there, which was the bullet one, running through cable, and we used to get some pretty interesting stuff out there. Because the wires were running through the doors, every time you open and shut the door, it's fading the wire and it's breaking the cables. I had to keep replacing the cables, which would have been a pain in the arse. And it's cost me more money, to buy the cables and buying an actual Wi-Fi camera. So that's why I decided I'm not going to buy any more camera systems which run over, which actually run from wire. I'm getting Wi-Fi ones. And as you probably well know, I have got Wi-Fi cameras, but none of them are outside anymore at this time. I wouldn't be surprised, because down here they can be a bit. I know they do drugs down here, but who they're doing it with, and who's selling it, I've got no idea. But I wouldn't be surprised. If there's a fucking drug raid or something, bust down here, and if I captured people coming down, the police might want the video evidence, and it's going to put a few people in the old shit creek then, aren't they? So maybe they're thinking, well, we're doing drugs here, we get busted, he's got our video, got us on video, he's going to help to put us fucking behind bars. That's probably another reason they've probably done it. It's not so much, the privacy of being captured on camera, because wherever they go, they're going to get caught on camera, on the motorway, petrol garage, shops, whatever. And I said to the woman, well, they're going to go to every shop, they go to, which has got cameras, and say, hey, privacy, I don't want my image taken on your cameras. The shops ain't going to delete it. They're going to be captured anywhere they go. And what's one extra fucking camera? I said to her, what's one extra camera, which ain't causing no harm to anyone? I'm not using any video or photo content to use against anyone. It's just there more for my own protection. And she goes, I can understand that, but when we get complaints, we've got to look into it, and if we feel that we need to address it and ask you to remove it, we'll have to ask you to remove it. But if you want to continue using it, you'll have to write a letter to us and explain what the reason for. You may have to put signs up saying that you're recording with CCTV. If it's pointing at a different location, you have to tell all your neighbours and all this shit, I thought, no, too much hassle, fuck it. I said, it's too late, I've already taken them down. There's one on the wooden fence, which I kind of accidentally said. She goes, well, I even think she said that there's another camera, you've taken two down. I think there's another one they mentioned. I said, well, there's one on the wooden fence, but that's been there for years. I don't even recall me putting it up there. I think it might have been there before I moved. But I think it is one of my old ones. I said, well, you know what, just to keep, the peace, I'll go out and remove it. And I said, it won't be today, it'll be tomorrow. Because today my hands are aching, I've got arthritis, and, the weather's not too good. So I'll go and do it tomorrow. I was going to go out today, actually, funny enough. Started sorting the living room out, got a couple of bags of stuff to take to the charity shop. But I kind of didn't go to bed till about gone after 5 o'clock this morning. And I didn't get up till 3 o'clock, so I thought, well, fuck it, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not even going to email them. If I put it up, it'll be more on the ground, facing upwards. It won't be where I had it originally. Because if I put it down so they can't see it, no one will fucking complain about it. No one's going to be able to see it. So, it's still on the extension cable. I just got to, be careful and probably do it at night time and not during the daytime. Because if they see, whoever complained, or, I'm not saying it is the same person who put a complaint in, but, no mind, I'll probably go out and start doing it during the daytime. And, people will probably sit on the balcony thinking, oh, what's he up to? Is he putting another camera out there? Because it might just be it coincidental that the person fucking put a complaint in is walking down while I'm trying to put one out in the daytime. So no, it'd be during the night time now, fuck it. But I've got to be careful to say, because like the thing is, like, if she decides to come around from the house association just to check that there ain't no cameras out there, and she sees one out there, I'm in shit. So I ain't even going to put one out there for a month. If I do put one out there, it'll be after a month, and it'll be more on the ground, facing up towards the wooden fencing, and do it so that no one's watching and no one can see it. The email here, fucking trying to get through to the MPs, like trying to make an appointment with the king now. It's like with the doctors. Public photography is allowed. Didn't know that. Right, Jamie. Yeah, I had to take my CCTV camera down from the balcony, so I'm fucking put a complaint in. Right, hologram. So I unite, so, you know, well, I've taken the cameras down. There's no more, ain't going to be no more issues. She goes, well, and I said, right, you know, I did read your website, and it said that we can have cameras, so there's a confliction going on now. I go, well, yeah, you can have a camera, but, you know, you've got to do it in a specific way, and you'll have to ask us for permission to put one out there. If you decide to put one out there again. I said, too much hassle, I ain't going to bother. I said, now the other thing is my neighbour upstairs. You know, someone's supposed to be looking into it. When I put a complaint in over 2 years ago, nothing was never done because apparently I didn't have no evidence. So when I spoke to someone on the phone last year, they opened the case again. And they told me to download the noise pollution app. Well, I downloaded it. There's probably about 50, 60 fucking like recordings on there, and they're all still pending. Nothing's been done about it. I've told her the stress it's putting me through, the mental health issues it's causing me. I've told her I've been to the doctors, I've been to the hospital, I've had blood tests, I'm on new medication for me blood, you know, me increased blood pressure, which is caused by the stress. I've told her that I went to the neurology department at the hospital last week, and I'd actually already sent her a copy of the letter, not about that, and also I sent her a letter from the doctor through email, stating that how concerned he is about my mental health and me medical side of issues. And I said, as it is, this week, which I think is the 26th on a Wednesday, I've got to go and have a brain scan because of chronic headaches I keep getting, and it's all because of them upstairs. Oh, well, have you tried? I've tried talking to them, and all I get is abuse. No, I said, when I first moved in here, it was okay. I got a cat from her, she got a computer from me, and we got an okay, but since she had those kids, it's like living with hell. And it's just constant. She goes, well, you say it's constant, but you know, is it like once a week, once a day, you know, a couple of times a day, once every couple of days? I said, no, it's every single day. From 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night. Now, I was going to tell her about, you know, I wear earplugs, but that slipped my mind. I told her I was going to tell her about me buying headphones, but that slipped my mind as well, because it's getting near the time that they clock off. Now she wants to, you know, sit there and spend an extra 10 minutes and listen to my full story. You know, they just want to pack up and go home, don't they? They're not really concerned. But I told her, like, you know, I kind of like choked up and nearly started crying over it, you know, kind of thing, because I said to her, I can't deal with it anymore. I just can't deal with the shit. I said, sometimes I feel like going out and saying, fuck it, you know, end my life, you know, kind of thing. Because that's how stressful it is. And I said, I ain't doing it because, like, you know, I think of me, the family, you know, me grandkids going, I said, I'm not saying this to get pity or you to feel sorry for me. That's how bad it is. I said, look, I have the right, the legal right to have peace and quiet in my home, and I'm not getting it because the noise upstairs, constant. I said, I downloaded the app. Every recording on there is still pending. I said, I even tried listening to a couple and I couldn't hear a damn thing on it because I think you need specific software to play it back. So I stopped using that app and I started using my audio recorder on the phone. And I probably got about 50 recordings on there. I said, I don't know, I can't remember. I've lost count. I said, because I didn't think anything was being done about it, I didn't record anymore until, like, starting from this weekend. I said, something's got to be done about it. Because she goes, well, do you want some kind of like mediator done? Do you want me to have you both to talk about it? I said, no. I said, I've spoken to her enough times. And all I got was verbal abuse from her. I said, I'd rather you try and deal with it and get things sorted out. She goes, okay, that's fair enough. I said, look, I've been put onto Uplift, which is a mental health care team kind of thing, and they've been concerned about me. If I'd rang up earlier, I could have told you about, the doctor was going to consider about ringing up social services. And that's one thing I wanted to say to her, but, because she was kind of rushing me as well because she wanted to end her fucking shift, I couldn't say half of what I wanted to say. Well, that's what I said. I said to the woman, I said, when this all started off, I spoke to Amy. I said, can't you move? Can't the council give you, like, accommodation? No, they ain't doing nothing. I said, well, speak to the housing advisors, they ain't doing nothing, I said, well, something's got to be done. You can't be living in like a one-bedroom flat with a large family like you've got. She goes, well, we'll have to take it as it comes, kind of thing. I thought, no, I'm not going to have to take it with the fucking noise that you keep doing. And that was like over a year ago when we had that conversation. And, I said to the woman, I said, look, the constant banging one day got so annoying, I got up and banged on the wall once. And she was quick enough to come down and, verbally abused me, saying, you scared my kids? I said, well, I'm sorry I scared your kids, but, I wouldn't have to bang the wall if it wasn't all this noisy. She's going, my kids are kids, they're going to run, jump and play around, and I'm not going to stop them from running, jump and playing around. And when I told the housing advisor this, he goes, well, kids will be kids. I said, I know kids will be kids, but, why is she not taking them out on a hot sunny day and they're stuck indoors? I said, the only time it's quiet is when they actually go out for the day or for a break, holiday or something like that. And I'm saying, thank you, God, for the peace and quiet. But as soon as they come home, it's back to the same fucking noisy and sometimes even worse. I said, this weekend was like diabolical. I said, like, these headaches are causing me so much stress and I'm having blackouts. I'm having dizzy spells because constant headaches. And I said, like, as I said, I've got to go to Croydon Hospital this week for a CAT scan, brain scan. Now, if they find anything or not, I don't know. But I'm telling you, I hope they do find something wrong with my head. They might see 100,000 spirits roaming around in my little pee-wee brain or something, But no, seriously, like, if they do find something, and I say it's down to, stress related, I'll be fucking seeking some legal advice then, I'll tell you. I should be seeking legal advice now, actually. I said to them, I don't know why you can't do nothing about it. Well, we can talk to them, and we could probably, like, speak to them and ask them if they do want to move. And maybe, like, we might be able to find something better for them. But she's going on about, it is hard to find locations nowadays. It has got very, very difficult trying to, like, relocate someone. And I thought, I know it is. And, like, because she was on the rush, I would have said, look, not being fucking racist or anything like that, but it is hard because we're giving fucking houses to, like, these illegal immigrants, aren't we? If these places weren't being given to them, there'd be a lot more fucking housing for the people that need them, especially people who are, like, overcrowded. But, you know, you've got to be kind of careful on what you say because they may take it the wrong fucking way and, like, think, oh, he's being racist now. We don't want racism. You know, we're going to have to write him a letter saying, well, you're racist, you know. So you've got to be careful on what you say, you know. But the good thing is, apparently, she's going to be ringing her up tomorrow to have a conversation. And she goes, I'll look into it, I'll speak to her and see what can be done about it here. And then I'll get back to you within the week and let you know what's been done. So it'll probably be an email saying that, you know, I've spoken to her, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, just going around and talking to her, you know, it might quiet it down a little bit, but then it'll start up again, I guarantee it. Because she and he don't give a fuck about the person who lives down here being me. They don't give a fuck. Oh, if I lived in a house like that and I was overcrowded, I would try to teach my kids not to be so noisy and to give consideration to the person who lives below you. Yeah, that's my family. But she's not doing that. Now, I just went down to check my mailbox. And yeah, I did do a recording because all we could hear was the kids screaming and laughing and running about. Now, this audio recorder is not brilliant, but it does pick up if you're outside. But when you're hearing them running and jumping and banging around, it's just like thuds that you're hearing on the actual recording. It's not the actual sound of a bang or a run. But this is what I caught a little while ago. That's me sniffing now. But listen in a sec, right? Now that is a kids, right? Not a school. I think they should be at school. Well, no, they probably would have come home from school. But the thing is, right, they even leave their front door open and the noise echoes down the hallway. Now, that is where they've got the door open. Can you hear that? That's kind of like above moderate to me. It's annoying if you heard that just now, that banging. That is annoying, but you know, I could probably, you know, kind of ignore that. But it's when you're actually hearing them running and jumping along the hallway, that's what it is. And I said to the woman, I said, these places, you know, the walls are a paper thing, you know, you can hear everything. And I said, look, when I spoke to her, she had 7 people living there, apparently. I said, I was coming home from shopping the other week, and I noticed that she's pregnant again. So it's going to be 8 people up there in a 1-bedroom flat. I said, I'm not saying that there are 8 people up there, because like some of the kids might have moved out and live in somewhere else, I don't know. But let's say they are all still there, that's 8 people. That's going to be more noise that's going to be generated from having another baby, because like the baby's going to be screaming and crying to be fed and be changed, and you're going to hear the parents keep getting up and down to go and feed the baby and change them, and that's going to interrupt me more during the night time than it is during the daytime. And if I'd thought about it, I would have said, look, you know, I bought earplugs and I bought headphones to use when I'm watching TV, because like when I'm watching TV, I had to have my headphones on to a certain volume. I can sit there comfortably and watch it, but it's like 3/4 of the way up and it's like blowing my eardrums out. So I had to lower it down. And when I'm sitting there, you can still hear the noise coming from above, even when you've got headphones on. And when I've got earplugs in, when I'm sleeping, I hope to try to sleep, as late as I can without being disturbed in the morning. But I still get disturbed because you can feel and hear the vibration of them jumping and running on the floor upstairs when the vibration comes down in my bed. And they might turn around and say, well, move your bed out. Why should I keep moving my furniture around? Even if I move the bed out a little bit, it's still going to vibrate down the wall and onto my floor, isn't it? So I'm still going to get that vibration. And, I kind of wake up and you can hear the vibration coming through the bloody earplugs into your ears. And I said to her, I actually looked online to see how much it would cost for me to get my ceiling soundproofed. And I said, I think like one price was like $5,000. Why should I spend that $5,000 to get me ceiling soundproofed when I'm not the one who's making the noise? They're making the noise. She goes, yeah, it can be expensive. But I just got to wait to see what she says now, because apparently she's going to be ringing her up tomorrow. I don't know if they hear it or not. I'm the one who's suffering. I'm pretty sure the other neighbours will probably hear the kids screaming and shouting, but the other neighbour across the hallway to Amy, she's got kids anyway, so she's probably fucking like, what's that word I'm trying to think? She's probably like immune to the noise because she's got her own kids. And maybe sometimes her kids play with them kids. I don't know. I don't know how they get on with each other. But I do get on, I say hello to flat 4 if I see them. Say, all right, how you doing? Fine. Yeah, okay, good. That's what I normally usually say, Them fuckers upstairs, I don't even say hello to them. I don't even acknowledge them. So, a couple of weeks ago, he was going out when I was going out, yeah. And he was checking his letterbox. And I was going out. I thought, well, I want to check my letterbox, but I won't until I come back home. And he opened the door. I didn't say thank you to him. I went, no, actually, I went, cheers. I didn't say, hello, how are you today, and make a general conversation. I went, cheers, fucked off. And when I came, I checked my letterbox. No, yeah, another thing, right, was that I saw them coming down the roadway one day, yeah. And I fucking speed up a little bit because I wasn't going to hold the door open for them. I wasn't going to put it on the catch. I came down, opened the door, and shut the door. I made them get their own fucking key out. And I bet they would have thought, oh, he could have left the door open. No, fucking, I'm not helping them out. Oh, and actually, what I should have said as well? I have photo evidence of it. We've been getting letters about people leaving stuff out in the communion area, yeah? And they've been leaving pushchair outside, down, near the main door. And it's been blocking the cupboard where my electric key is. And I thought, hey, a minute, we just had fucking letters about this. And they're completely ignoring it. And I'm pretty sure it's them whose pushchair is. So I took photos of it outside. Then a couple of days later, it was actually inside, folded up in the cupboard. And I thought, well, fuck, am I going to move it? Now, I had that nasty thought one day where I thought, well, if it's out there down there one day, I'm just going to fucking get hold of it and throw it in the bin. Make them think that someone's seen it and stolen it. I'll just leave the door open ajar. There ain't going to be no cameras around, is there? I had to take my cameras down, so that'd be an idea. And it looks like a new pushchair as well, but it's not allowed to be up there. Now, I had a peek up outside their door 2 nights ago, yeah, just being nosy. They got cooker sitting outside their door. And that's not allowed. It ain't. Fire hazard. If they had fire in their house and there's 7 people trying to get out, all in one go, and there's a cooker sitting outside, there's going to be an issue. You know, they ain't going to get out all in one go. It's not going to happen. So any kind of like serious accident, burns, you know, death, it's going to be down to them, isn't it? Now, I could actually open a new email account and put it as anonymous and take photos of the camera, with my camera, of the mess they've got outside their balcony, and stick that through an email to her. Because if you've got stuff outside your property without having permission, well, even if they won't give you permission because it's a fire hazard. Now, they've got a fucking attic apparently in their place, yeah? So why this stuff ain't put up there, I don't know. But they've got like a big shoe rack out there with all the shoes. They've got bags of like rubbish in there, which they might put out there, you know, like my neighbour across the hall. She'd put the rubbish out outside her door for a night. And then when they go out in the morning, they take it down with them and put it in the bin. But I've seen that they've had like bags of stuff outside for a couple of days and not removed it. But when I took a little peek up there the other night, they had a cooker out there. So I was thinking maybe do like anonymous like email account and take photos of what's outside their door, because that is against the terms of their agreement, the tenancy agreement, having shit left outside their house. And if they've already had letters or warnings, that could actually, in one way, progress to another letter to them as a threatening letter saying, you know, this is your final warning. If it keeps on, your tenancy agreement will terminate. No, I don't want to get anyone kicked out and be homeless or anything like that, but things have got to be fucking sorted out, man, I tell you. No, I can't have the woman coming around knocking on my door and having her in and having a cup of tea. My living room's a shithole. I have started sorting it out, but it's still a shithole. And I don't want to come and say, well, you know, you're talking about, you know, a crowded house upstairs, but your house is crowded with junk. And I've got excuses for that junk. I have. I've got fucking excuses. I could turn around and say, well, you know, because of the stress and anxiety they put me through, I've gone out and started spending money on shit that I don't need. And it's just communicating, you know, it's just been accumulating all the time, you know, kind of thing. You know, I don't need all this shit. But it's the stress that they've caused me to go out and buy shit. You know, it's a mental health issue, you know. And she might turn around and say, well, you know, like you need to sort this place out, you know, it needs to be a bit more cleaner, you know, tidy it up. But they got no right to tell you what you can and can't have in your own home. As long as it's all gone when you move out, they can't do anything about it. But they, you know, if she ever did come in and, you know, expected my flat, which they can do, and she saw all that shit in there, you know, she could give me notice. Like, you got a month to get rid of it all, or get rid of a good proportion of it. That's why I don't have people around here, you know, apart from good friends, you know, or family. That's the noise I don't like. That sounds like a drum being beaten inside your brain. And sometimes when you know, that's just kind of like minor, but it's still annoying. But when they're really jumping about on the bed upstairs, I get a headache and it feels like someone's shooting a bullet from my fucking head. Sometimes it sounds like, you know, my head's going to explode with a fucking nuke shoved in your ear hole, you know, kind of thing. You know, things got to be done. No, I was talking to someone the other day, right? I think it might have been on here, on the live stream. No, there's 7 of them. Her and her husband, 5 kids. If she can't look after the kids and control them, what's the new one going to be like when that's born and starts growing older? It's going to be worse. I don't think people give a shit about their kids nowadays. They have them because they know they're going to get plenty of money off the government. And how many people actually spend that money they get from the government on the kids? There's been many stories where people have had kids and got the money and spent it on themselves, or like brothers and sisters and mums and dads, but they never put the money towards the kids. Like they might buy clothes new or second hand. They don't really feed them that well, because I was reading some stories just recently where kids have been starved to death, but the parents are still getting benefit, and they're not buying the food for the kids to eat. They've been going out spent on drugs and drink and partying. I'm not saying she does that. I know she used to work at Lidl. Then I think she changed her job to another supermarket at Croydon. Because when I was doing that court thing as a juror, she actually got on my bus one day, and I fucking didn't say nothing to her. She saw me and I saw her, and I just kind of like looked away. I wasn't going to talk to her. And she got the same stop as me, and I saw her going to a different shopping centre. I think it was Waitrose or Sainsbury's, I can't remember. I know it's one of those two. But she used to work over at Lidl's. Before all this shit used to happen, every time I went in there and saw her, we used to have a quick chat. The last 2 years, it's just been like living with, demon kids, I'll tell you, man. Yeah, demons, little demons. Egg boxes, yeah. I'm going to need to eat like 10,000 fucking eggs to, soundproof my fucking flat. Because it ain't just going to be ceiling, it needs to be all the walls and everything, yeah. And that means doing that is going to make my room fucking smaller than it is right now. I know you can get like those Pacific, proper padding that DJs use. They have a room and they soundproof it so it's not affecting other people. And you get like a pack of 20 for like 30 quid or something, But they only have like small ones. They're not massive ones, they're only small ones. And I sat there one day looking on Amazon, and I'm trying to calculate how many I would probably need. I can't tell you the honest answer, but I'll work out about £5,000. Why should I spend that £5,000 just to get a bit of peace and quiet? Because I could spend that £5,000 and say, fuck it, I could use that money towards the cost of moving to somewhere else. And that's what I'd rather do. If someone was to give me fucking, a few £100,000 or something, go and buy a nice little place somewhere, I would do. And as long as I had the money to, get all the shit out and have somewhere, to put it when I move. I was looking at curses the other day. How to put a curse on someone who you dislike. Not a negative one, anything like, harming someone, but how to reduce aggressive behaviour, because that's what it is, aggressive behaviour. And don't fucking spell out there. You could probably contact a witch or a shaman, to get them to create a spell, but apparently you need certain belongings from the person to even cast a spell on someone, like hair or a bit of clothing or something, And even the spell can cost hundreds of pounds. And, you could turn around and say, hey, can you cast a spell on someone for us? And you pay 500, 600 quid. And it might not even fucking work. I thought, fuck that shit. Why should I spend money on trying to get a revenge spell? I looked at, how could I do it myself? But it says like, you know, casting spells would, like, you know, if it didn't work, it come back tenfold on you, kind of thing. So I thought, nah, don't even think about spells and curses and stuff like that. The only time I'd curse someone is if I was going through so much shit with them and I knew I was going to die. I'd go up there and I say, you know, this is my last few final seconds. You know, especially if I knew I was going to die within like a couple of minutes, I'll go up there and I'll say, this is down to you. I'll curse you and all your family and your generations of family for the stress and anxiety you've put me through. And I'm going to curse you and your family with all the stress and anxiety that you can ever gain yourself in tenfold. And I'm going to put bad luck on your family and your, you know, future relatives, you know, your kids' family and your children's family. I'll fucking do that. That's the only way I'd do it. And if I didn't pour a curse on them, I'll fucking haunt them for the rest of their lifetimes, I tell you. That's a good way. That's what I was thinking. Funny enough, you saying that hologram here, I was thinking about that the other day. See, when you're going through all this shit here, you have all these negative thoughts. Some say it's a negative spirit. Maybe it is a negative spirit feeding these thoughts through my brain. And yeah, I was thinking, like, you know, I have got like a little radio system. It used to be over there at one time, but I'll put it in either in the living room or in the cupboard in the hallway. I know I've got one. And I was thinking maybe I could find that one day. And when I sorted the living room out, get it up and running one day and just have it blaring throughout the whole day and leave it blaring throughout the whole day and go out. Go out for the whole day and leave it blaring. And when I come home and open the door and turn it off and they come down complaining that, you know, loud music, I say, pardon? Are you sure? Because I've been out all day. How can there be blaring music when I've been out all day and no one else lives here? I think you might be imagining kind of thing, you know. Because if the police can't do nothing, you know, about noise pollution during the daytime, you know, for noisy neighbours and stuff like that, the only way the police will get involved if the music is constantly playing from 11 o'clock at night till 7 in the morning. That's when the police can get involved. But if you're playing music, with loudness through the daytime, they can't get involved. They might come and knock on the door and ask you to turn it down. But what are they going to do if no one's there to turn it down? Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, I tried that mosquito thing the other day actually on my phone just to see if it like would affect the cat. Because I'm more concerned about the cat to see if it affect the cat. But there are I think the 1700 frequency may or may not affect the cat. I don't know. Can't remember. So that's what you got to think about. It's the cat, you know. I don't want it like affecting the cat. And the cat going skating something like dropping dead on me, you know, because of the mosquito noise. So I was trying to look into that. I know there are certain frequencies. there are different frequencies that do affect the cat. But for me to do that, to have the mosquito noise, it only affects a certain amount of kids, apparently, at a certain age. Certain frequencies can affect the adults under the age of 18. And then there's another frequency that only affects kids from the age of like 0 years old, you know, like newborn up until 6 years old or 8 years old. Because like the younger kids are more open to the different frequencies. Now I don't want to be running it and, you know, affecting a newborn baby and causing a newborn baby to be affected by the noise. because it ain't a newborn baby's fault. It's the parents' fault. It's the kid's fault that's causing the noise, as you can hear right now. So to run that, I've got to be careful, because I don't want a newborn baby to be affected, because it's not a newborn baby's fault. But yeah, like, I was going to try that actually. Well, I did try it for a few minutes just to see if it was affecting the cat, and the cat was just like sleeping on the chair. So I thought, well, it might not be affecting it, but if it's running after us, if it's running at a long time, for an amount of time, it might affect her eventually. So I was trying to find out, what kind of frequencies will and won't affect animals, and what ones will affect kids. But if I was to do it, I'd have to wait until I found the hi-fi system and do like a long loop. I have it recording for like 12 hours, and just once it's done, just play it for 12 hours and keep running it through the whole day. And the kids like are hearing it and complaining, and she comes down and says, are you playing certain music? I say, well, can you hear music? I can't hear no music, because she's not going to be able to hear it, because she's like probably 40 years old anyway, so she's not going to hear it. I can just turn around and say, I think your kids are just imagining things, I know, like, revenge can be a bitch sometimes, but there are times I feel like nothing's been done and something needs to be done about it. Well, they make a noise 24, or not 24, they make a noise fucking 11, 12 hours a day, mate. And I can't, just run it off my mobile phone, because it's not loud enough. And so I've got to make sure it's not going to affect the cat if I run it, at a long amount of time. And, even if I run it every single day and it annoys them, and it starts scaring them, she might think it's something paranormal, and she knows that I used to do ghost hunting. She'd probably think that I've conjured up a fucking ghost, and then that's going to be like an issue with her contacting the Housing Association, saying I was contacting some form of like entity. It's affecting my kids, then there's going to be that issue, isn't there? I'll play it longer than fucking 10 minutes, mate, if I'll get it working. I can play it for an hour at a time. The thing is, though, it's got to be loud enough for it to penetrate the ceiling. I can't be drilling holes through the ceiling for it to go through, You can hear them. I'm sure you can hear them. That's minor at the moment. You wait until it gets louder. Now, when it gets that loud, I get so pissed off that I do have to sometimes either go out, or I'll put the earplugs in and I'll try to go to sleep. But that doesn't work sometimes. I see it taking medication after time, because my head aches. I ain't getting any headache now because it's affecting me. I think it's just one main kid that's doing all this noise. Isaiah. I'll tell you one thing, I fucking mount them to the wall and I'll stick them outside if I can. If they got the window open, that'd be fun. Having it coming up through the ceiling, up through the window. But I think it's mainly either one or the two smaller kids that's doing all the noise running about. They don't need to run about. If she taught them not to run and walk, we wouldn't be getting half this noise. So it's a shame this wasn't going on when I was talking to the housing advisor earlier, because then she could hear the amount of noise And she would probably turn around and say, well, yeah, that is a bit, constant of a noise, isn't it, really? But she's not going to contact him until tomorrow, apparently. That's if she does do it. It's always, all right, someone say they're going to do one thing and they never fucking do it. Because something else crops up, I didn't ring them because something cropped up with more of an emergency than, noise complaints. Shut up! And that's what I just do a couple of times a day. Shout out. I think I shouted out one time really loud. It fucking enough destroyed my voice. I couldn't even talk to myself for fucking like 10 minutes. And shouting out was, when I do shout out, I'm hoping that they come down and say, why are you shouting my kids through your ceiling? Tell them to be quiet. Tell them to shut up. I'll fucking give her a what for. I just tell her to fuck off and slam the door in the face. There's times I felt like, just getting up and constantly banging himself. Let her come down and say, why are you banging on my wall? I just turn around and say, I'm not banging on the wall, I'm banging on my wall. I'm pointing shelving up. What's it to do with you? Fuck off, bitch. A few weeks ago, I'll say about a month ago, her old man was hammering, and I told this to the housing advisor. I don't know what he's doing, but he was hammering for over 4 hours, constant hammering. And it's just doing my head in. Constant. I had no consideration. I didn't come down and say, I'm going to be doing some work, going to be hammering for a while. Nothing. Bang, 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 bang. Constant 4 hours. Then 2 weeks later, he's at it again for a couple of hours. I banged on the wall, said, will you shut the fuck up? Quit fucking hammering. I said, it wouldn't have been as bad if you fucking told me, you cunt. And we got these like air vents up there. And I'm pretty sure, they can hear some kind of like communication. If I've got people in here, I'm pretty sure that if it's quiet, they might hear what you're saying. And I was hoping he could hear me. And because I shouted that loud enough, he did actually stop for 10 minutes, but then he started again. But it doesn't mean because he stopped for 10 minutes because he heard me. It could just be him having a break. What have I bought today? Nothing. I'm waiting for some cameras to turn up. Small Wi-Fi cameras with audio on. They're not the pan and tilt ones. Because the pan and tilt ones just like keep going offline. But I did order here. This might piss them off a little bit. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on a minute. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I will show you what it is. You can buy them and they can be bloody expensive. But I decided to buy a cheaper one today. And it is good to try to communicate with the deceased, with the dead people. But this is what I bought off eBay, and it should come within 2 or 3 days. A Mayan Aztec death whistle, skull screaming whistle, loud 3D printed. Now that's 3D printed, yeah. But you can actually buy the original wooden ones, but they're hundreds of pounds. I think I might have one on my list here. Looking at some skulls as well. No, it's not on there. Let me have a look. Percent Amazon. I was thinking about getting some like pyramid moonstones to try to see that I can meditate with some positivity. But then I was thinking, hey, like getting some skulls to bring in some negativity, and so I can transfer that negativity to them upstairs. Same spells as I was saying, but I'm not going to get a spell which is going to give you a negative kind of spell to pass on to someone, because you need specific items for that person to cast a spell on. Thinking about buying one of these, but you know, you can use full spectrum on your mobile as it is. I was looking at one of these EMF meters. They're pretty good by looks of things, but 60 quid, I don't really want to be spending £60 on one at the moment. Some Benedict medals I want to get, reason being because I want to do that school, and I want them to be protected by any evil spirits. So I was thinking, if I get a bunch of like 60 and then go to a church and get them blessed, then I can give them one that's like some form of protection. And shelving wise, I was looking at some shelving because I want to put some shelves up on inside the hallway, and put some devices on there when we do like a hallway, like little mini investigation. Because as you know, I've been getting a lot of orbs out there, especially the what are they called? The rod orbs. I'm not saying rod orbs are spirits, but I have been seeing a lot of orb activity out there in the hallway. So I want to get some shelving so I can put some devices out there one day and see what form of activity we get. Because I say I have ordered some more cameras. The ones that, you know, the Wi-Fi ones with audio and sound on, but not the ones that pan and tilt around. Purchase. So I've ordered 2 more of these ones. They're the ones that I had actually, one on the balcony and one on the windowsill, but so I've taken them down because of fucking complaints. And I bought one in here and one I've left in the living room for now, so I've got 2 in the living room. I want to put one of these out in the hallway. I might put them both in the hallway, I don't know yet. One side and one the other side. So they will be here sometime soon. Let me just check the tracking. Yeah, it still says in transit, so it's not even out for delivery yet. Oh, he's got 2 more which I might buy, I don't know. But once they've gone, he does have some more, but white ones. I don't really like white ones, but that's the only ones he's got left. You know, he's got 6 of those available. I don't think it really matters what colour they are, to be honest with you, but I've been keeping an eye on some stuff I want to buy. That's the purchase ones. List. Yeah, a lot of these I ain't going to buy. It's just that, you know, I had them. I was thinking about getting like a tri-field meter, but 187 quid, you know, cut K2 meters. I was thinking about buying a couple of these ones, the newer versions, seeing how good they were. I do need to get batteries for my camcorders and whatnot, so I'll be buying some of those late in the month. Thinking about buying a wicker box, put some things in there, making like a mini divot box and sending it to them, sending it to them upstairs. I think, oh, what's this? And fucking they see a divot box, thinking, oh my god. But then they probably know it's for me. I was thinking about buying a Polaroid camera. The reason that is because, like, you know, if we see something in here, I can turn around and quickly take a snapshot and see if we've caught anything without having me to, like, take the memory card out and put it on the computer and copying it over the computer and, like, seeing what we might have caught if we caught anything. Slate pendulum, that was another thing I was thinking about getting later. These are just things like, you know, I had missed. I thought, yeah, maybe, you know. These are the little cameras I was thinking about getting, but they're not IPP6, I don't think. IP60 or whatever. Says they're outdoor, but they're not actual waterproof. So if water gets into it, they're fucked. Now, looking at different like EMF meters, do some kind of like experiments on them. These are the ones I've been using as well, but they just keep going offline. And the one I've got over near the bed, it just doesn't want to record on the memory card. The memory card just keeps coming offline. I still got that bulky fucking thing. Can't pull it nowhere. That I was thinking about buying from the landowner, because he needs another camera up there. Tablets, I've already got a tablet. I was thinking about buying this one actually. I only wanted like, starting bid 15 quid. And they have relisted it. It's a glass table one, but the thing being is that it's only collecting person. That's at Faulknam. Fuck knows where Faulknam is. I could ask them if they would send it through post. But if that's the slate one, all they've done is like, put a glass top on it. But you can actually get the slate one for about that price anyway. But the next thing I'm going to be buying is the shelving. And then when I've got the shelving, I can put one of the cameras up on the shelving instead of like drilling it through the door frame, which I've already got one drilled on the door frame. That one will be coming off because it's got no sound or audio on that one. So the two cameras might go in the hallway, but I wouldn't be able to play audio on both of them because it just gives too much feedback. Don't know if you're seeing this one, but the EMF meters, I was looking at the EMF meters. This actually reminds me, like, it looks a bit like a K2 meter in one way. And it's got the same kind of button. Well, it's got the button, and you've got the LEDs. You would look at it, closely. It does resemble a K2 meter, just that the K2 meter is a bit bigger, and the LEDs go across. Now this is only $7.99, but if I ordered one, it wouldn't be here until like between the 8th and 13th of May, because I think it's a Chinese brand. So I was thinking about ordering one of those just to give it a test out, like a trial. Maybe if it works, might get other people kind of interested in it. Ouija boards. Well, I've got several Ouija boards. I was looking at this one, Lady the Ghost. Now they're currently unavailable, but people have been buying these, and they are fucking expensive, man. They are very expensive. And I don't know if there is any other shops. See more product details. No. So I should keep an eye on that one. Someone's actually got an Haunted Lily ghost, apparently. The skulls looked interesting. I thought about getting a lifelike, realistic human skull, but it's just like a replica made out of like resin. But having one of those there would be interesting. Can you imagine having it sitting on a shelf one day and someone walks in, you invite someone in, they see a skull and they think it's human, and they think, oh my God, they run that and they call the police. Hey, he's got a human skull in his house. The police come around and like take it away, for examination and find that's just like fucking a plastic one. Leaves that need to be removed. I've got a lot of stuff to remove on these. No, none of these I'm buying because I've already got the CCTV camera anyway. I was thinking getting one of these for 155 quid. No way. But I have seen a ghost hunting video where someone's bought one of these, but he's just like reviewing it. He didn't take it out on a ghost hunt, so I was looking at one of these as well. This one has got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 9. Well, not including the power. 8 different milligram or whatever, milligauss or whatever it fucking is. I was wondering, like, getting one of those and seeing if that would do anything with paranormal. And it seems like it's got audio as well. But I think you have to have the button pressed on constantly. And there's no way I'm going to sit here with a button pressed with my thumb for an hour to see if we get anything. Now, these cables I've kept because these are like extension cables for the CCTV cameras. The boxes I might have to purchase to start storing stuff away. Remove that because that's the full price. Head camera, night vision head camera, 139. I'm going to get that. Probably get some more balls later. Don't need that. These are RJ45 patches. Webcam, that can be removed. That can be removed. I was looking at 4K Wi-Fi cameras, and they had one listed, but they're no longer available, and there's only like 30 quid. But they ain't got no more available on them. This is 4K Wi-Fi. That's £41. That one's Wi-Fi. So the reason why I was looking at the Wi-Fi one, and I was looking at these as well, these like pyramid moonstones, as I say. Want to get some more crystals later. These are tablet holders. Because I've just bought myself a newish second-hand Windows tablet because my old one broke, screen broke on it, and I wanted it for the Xbox Connect. But these are the other EMF meters I'm looking at. That one, I think, is made by the same company as this one, or they've got one similar to this one, made by the same company as that one. But I've not seen anyone really use that on paranormal at the moment. I've seen a paranormal group buy it and review it, but I've not seen him actually do an investigation with it at the moment. And the dowsing rods, well, I was thinking about getting some more dowsing rods with, maybe wooden handles or handle, where they got a handle where it's more easier for them to spin around, because I had problems with my ones the other day. And then, it's the bent dick, as I say. So I want to do that school next month. So I've got to spend out a lot more money on batteries. I mean, a lot more money on batteries. That camera looks better. Let's have a look. Bobby was, no, that's one I've got. Something like that. A big bulky bastard, I tell you, man. So I can't use it because there's an outside one and I need to get permission. But I've got one similar to it, which is 5G. I ain't gonna be able to use it. I should have sent it back, but I didn't. Couldn't be bothered. And that one actually pans and tilts up and down, left and right. But if I was, if I did ask her for me to put a camera up and give her certain excuses for why I need it, I won't be able to have it the way I had it facing the other time. I have to have it facing the way that I mentioned. But then again, she said I need to send a letter through email, explain the reason why I want it there and the angle and position I'm going to be putting it there. What kind of recordings is going to record, if anything? Is it just going to be motion, photo, alert, or is it going to be videoing constantly 24/7? So I'm not going to bother. What I'm going to do is wait a month and then I'll put one of the cameras back outside and have it lower so no one can see it. The only person who might see it then bitches upstairs, but I'm going to try to put something over it just so they won't know what's under it. So I'm going to try to make like a little kind of shelf for it to go under. Now, if I buy a shelf, I'm not going to use one of the ones I'm buying off the internet. I'll find something and have it like on a box, and then I'll have something over it so they can't see what it is, and I'm going to have to hide the cables, No, it's a bit of a mess on the balcony anyway, so they ain't going to know what's what, to be honest with you. And I need to get a drink. Back in a sec. Yeah, honey. So I'm trying to sort out in my living room because I've got some bullet cameras, the wired ones, way back in the corner, and one above the settee, which I need to get access to and pull them down, because the bullet ones I'm not going to be using anymore. What I might do is just purchase a DVR box, which I can connect wire cameras to, and just like make a little kind of kit. So if I get called out on an investigation, like school one for instance, I can take a CCTV camera system with me. But that means like buying the box and then like the cables. It'd be a lot more cheaper for me to just buy these little cameras. These are Wi-Fi. All I need is access to their Wi-Fi account and then have them up and running. And just taking 2, 3, 4 of those with me, it's going to be a lot less, like me carrying around, because it'd be cables I need, it'd be like the box it needs the 4 or 5 bloody like bullet cameras. It's going to just be too much weight and too much stuff to carry with those. All I've got to do is like take 3 or 4 of those, and that's it. And some other equipment like K2 meters, DC box, EMF meters, cameras, like camcorders. People might turn around and say, "Why take a camcorder when you've got these?" Because it's good to have more cameras on a investigation, because that might not pick something up when your camcorder might pick something up, because that might not be set at an angle for it to capture something. Like that might be set at an angle, and you could be kind of like in the same room with that camera, but you could be at a different part of the room, and you might catch something on a camcorder when these won't catch you at all. So I'm thinking about taking 3 or 4 of those. Format the memory cards and make sure the memory cards work in them before I go anyway. Take 3 or 4 of those. I have actually got 4 of them now, so I'll probably take all 4 of those, have them set out in different locations. I don't know if I'm able to do this actually, but I'm going to quickly show you. I need to go onto my Facebook. This investigation is going to be cool, I tell you, man. It's a shame I ain't got no one else to do it with me. Where is it? Under my daughter's name in it. I did do like a little bit of investigating work on it. If this ain't the next one. Right, I think it's Victorian actually. Now, I can't tell you where the location is, but this is the building I'm going to be investigating. Let's say, like, I think they know I'm a lone investigator right now. So, my daughter's going to be there. She's religious anyway, so if anything happens to me, I'll just say, like start doing prayers over me if I get some form of possession. That don't work, fucking ring up an ambulance straight away. And I know some of the members of staff want to be there, but this is the location I'm going to be doing hopefully next month. Now, I think it's just the one building. I don't know if there's any other buildings. You've got the small little shack one there. Got the that building there, but that's a completely different part. That's like a separate building. I don't think that belongs anything to that one. But that's the one I'm going to be investigating. And that's why I need a shitload of equipment with me, because with me, even when I did that Georgian house with my nephew that time, we took several cameras with us. We took God knows how much equipment. We took backpacks, stuff, and I mean backpacks. About 3 backpacks, maybe 4 backpacks. We had EMF meters, K2 meters, audio recorders. We had the power sensor. We had the tri-field meters. We had the REM pods. Night vision cameras. There's one which still kind of intrigues me, because Warwick, the son's owner, who asked his parents if we could do it there, he was able to get us permission to do it, but we only done half of the location, because although it's a big building like that one, they kind of split in half, and they was renovating one half because it had all the metal pole, the scaffolding outside, and they was actually renovating that one. And when they said they didn't want to be there, so they kind of stepped in the other part of the building where they was renovating. Now Warwick, the son who we spoke to and was able to get us permission, he took us up to where his bedroom was, and his bedroom's next to his dad's study. Now, his dad's study hasn't got a proper door handle. It's got one of those lift-up catches. And we had a camera stuck out there. And many times you can see the door moving. His dad wasn't there. We checked the room. There wasn't no other way getting in and out of that room. Unless there's a secret passageway, which I know Warwick had a secret passageway because he showed us in a Georgian house, which was kind of crazy, but we never put a camera in there because we ran out of cameras. And he showed us his dad's room, his business room, and he had his house full of fucking antique stuff, and I mean a lot of antiques, fucking probably millions of pounds worth of antiques in there. And we said, can we put a camera in the hallway? And he said, yeah, no problem. And we put it facing his dad's doorway, because he said his dad's doors always open and shutting by itself. And we actually caught evidence of the door kept moving, when you get a door and you get a draft and it kind of makes that door rattle. Well, we kept getting that, but the door seemed to be open and shutting by itself. On some occasion, you can actually hear the latch being lifted up and the door opening and then closing and the catch closing, and you can hear the catch click and then it open again. Fucking crazy that place was. It's probably about the same size, maybe a bit bigger as that building. And we never got to do the whole building. We only did half the building on that Georgian house. We'd love to have done the other part, but for some reason, Warwick went missing and never got seen again. Last time I heard that he went abroad to learn, because he liked cooking. He went on a cooking study thing. Never seen him since. And that's 8 years ago, I think. Not seen him. He used to be able to comment all the time. With beers in his hand. He used to do a lot of rabbit trapping, rabbit snares over there. He's always fucking catching rabbits and taking them and cooking them. He used to do barbecues over there and fucking drop the meat and not cook the meat properly and offering us some food and saying, no, thanks, it's just been on the floor, mate. We're not going to eat food, covered in dirt. Oh, I don't know all that. Stuck it in his mouth, chomping away. Fucking disgusting. Nah. We bring them food, we're going to bring it ourselves and make sure it's properly cooked, like sausages. And he used to get out-of-date sausages from his local shop, and still bring them over and cook them. Fuck, was we going to cook them? No way, but he did. He still cooked them. But yeah, like I've got a big 80-litre backpack. That's probably going to be filled, because I'm going to have to take these cameras. I've got to get batteries for my camcorders. They're going to be taken. IR lights, which need to be sorted out as well. I need to get another 1 or 2 of these maybe. So those. I've got a couple of these IR lights, which I'll probably take with me. I need to get some more of these camcorder holder things, because I'll probably have a camcorder stuck there and I'll be walking around like that kind of thing with a camcorder. But I want to get another one of these stuck on this side, so the camcorder will be like that, and I'll have 2 IR lights. And the thing is that these are a bit of a problem to keep popping up. There ain't no real proper way of screwing these down actually. The screws are really loose on these, so I have to use tape. So it'll be like that kind of thing. You see, I've just bent it down. So I've got another one of these, that'll be on that side, and I'll use one camcorder on there. And I'll ask my daughter to carry one. I'll ask a member of staff if they want to carry one around. Take a few EVP recorders with me as well. Do burst EVPs. Take some of the disco these lights with us, and have them facing the cameras that we'll have knocked off, Wi-Fi cameras. So we'll have a couple of these which are motion sound detected ones. What else would there be? There'll be a shitload of stuff, a couple of ghost boxes we might take, with the amps. Like the coop box, which I still need to glue back on, so that needs to be done. Take the coop box with the pedal and the speaker, so that speaker needs to be charged up as well. That's the speaker I'll take with me, and then I'll take the reverb one. I won't take the echo, I'll just take the reverb. That will go with me. I want to try to build another couple of these. This one's going to Rose. It's more like a vibration detector. I do have a couple more already made, but they don't really pick up the vibration properly. So I want to try to make a couple more of these to take with us. Get some more K2 meters, because my K2 meters, the buttons keep breaking on them. So I need to get some more K2 meters. Probably take both the EDIs with me. Might take the REM pod. Might take both of these with me. Might take all 3 of these. Don't know yet. Might even take the old Sandgen with me as well. And DC boxes, I've got that one there. I've got the smaller version ones. Probably take those with us. I might take the mini Ouija board with me and see if I can do it, if they give me permission to do a Ouija board. But I'll ask them. I'll say, "Have you ever done a Ouija board session? What do you think about Ouija boards?" And they say no, they don't like it. And they wouldn't allow anyone to do it. Then I won't do it. But if they say, "Oh, well, we don't know, we wouldn't know how to operate," and I say, "Well, I've got one. Would you mind me doing one?" That's another way of communicating with spirits. If they say yeah, then I might do one. But if no, then I won't. But I've got to make sure I've got all the power cables for these. These are good little cameras. I'm using like 32 gig memory cards at the moment, and I don't even think they're full. I think a whole day and the whole night, 24 hour, doesn't even take like even a gig. But I will format them, before I go. I'm not going to go through them, unless I get notifications on them when I'm using them myself. and I might check them, but I've only got one operating at the moment. The other 3 is 2 up on the shelf behind me, and I've still got a brand new box one that I've not even opened yet. So with those, I'm going to need to take me Windows tablet. I'm going to need to take me Android tablet, and I'm going to take me Xbox, my portable Xbox connect with me as well, and see if we get anything with that. So it's a lot of bloody equipment. I just hope that I'm going to make sure that I write down what I take and bring home what I take. So I don't want to be losing any equipment. EVP recorders. I might take my little flare with me. I'm not sure yet. No, that's like 350 quid. Don't want to lose that. You can get software on your mobile that does, flare, infrared what's the name? UV camera. I need to get charged for that one. UV camera, definitely take a camera with me. So a lot of my EVP recorders are basic. You've got no they got the built-in memory card into them. These ain't memory card ones you can take out. The only way you can actually play this back is playing it back through your PC speaker and then recording it through your PC. So it's not worth really taking these ones. I do have 1 or 2 which takes memory card. So even that one isn't a memory card one. This one is memory card and USB. So that one will go with me. There you have a vibration detector. But it doesn't kind of settle down properly. It's actually got to be tapped on for it to be picked up. Might take one of these with me for temperature fluctuations. Sound level detector, but these don't actually record. You have to actually hold it and physically hold it out and see if there's any fluctuation. I want to see if there's any which actually has a recording on it. This one I'll probably take, and then I've got my other Zoom one I've got, so it'll probably be 3 audio recorders, unless I can find another 1 or 2 cheap. Then I might take a couple more. Now, I've got loads of cameras, but none of them are charged up. I can't find the fucking chargers for them. But I need to go through my drawer anyway and start getting some stuff sorted out for next month. But I will take some of the equipment with me. The problem is getting the stuff out, putting it back in again, Don't want to be jamming it in and breaking it. But this one's UV, the reddish tint kind of thing. Where am I going? I've told you many times where I'm going. I'm going to be doing at school next month. And because you weren't here to see the picture of it, I'll show you the picture. I'm not going to tell you where it is. Now, I know people can actually like take screenshots of it and probably like do a Google search, but no one will ever get permission to do it apart from me. And that's the terms and conditions. You know, until I go there, no other group's allowed to go there. Because they want to find out what I'm going to find out. You know, I've done some research on it already, and I'll tell you what the research is, what I found. But I will show you. This is the place I'm going to. This school, right? That's the school I'm going to do. Now, say I'm the only one who's been invited on it. Yeah. What did Ian post? Yeah, that's the old. Yeah, well done, Ian. That's the children house. But fucking hell, he's posted a link where someone else has already been to that school. No one's been to that school because my daughter works there, and they are getting concerned because like they suddenly just turned around and said that they found this flood, and they think it's the spirit that's caused this flood. Well, no, although they had a plumber and electrician around to check, you know, the like any water pumps or any piping, they found nothing. Now, I did a Ouija board the other night, you know, and Abby told me that place has been renovated in the past. You know, there used to be other buildings on top of that one. It's just been extended or something. And there's probably hidden pipes behind the walls that the plumber don't even know about. So I need to get blueprints of the actual building itself to see if there are any other kind of like hidden water pumps, hidden water pipes that may have leaked and caused the flooding. Because where that room is, all what's above them is the stairwell. And there ain't no fucking like buildings above it, no rooms above it. And it's one particular room that's getting flooded. And I said, well, that's because of the rain. You know, maybe the water pipe is blocked up and it's sprung a leak somewhere and it's hidden behind a wall which you can't find. So you need to get the blueprints and check to see if there are any more hidden water pipes around. Now, Abby told me that there was 5 spirits there, yeah? Now, there was a murder. There was a murder there in that area. I can't say if it was actually in, well, it was in the building, I believe, because they only started using that school several years ago. Now, before they reopened it as a nursery, it was like, it wasn't derelict and run down, but it was not being used, and people used to go in there and like, you know, trespass, you know, and sleep there. And someone did actually get murdered. And there is a true story about it. Let me see if I can find it. All right, now this is the story. Right, so that's a school anyway, yeah, and it says like a derelict school, which was the site of a brutal murder, has been given a fresh start after reopening as a nursery. Women's House, Dorset Road, was previously a home to the privately run house school, which was closed in 2005. The local listed building was boarded up, but lightly by squatters, and in 2006 was the scene of a murder in which a 40-year-old homeless man, Paul Dohan, was brutally kicked to death. And then Dean 422 was jailed for life after he was found guilty of beating Mr. Dohan to death in an attack which saw him rain down 54 separate blows to his head and chest. So there was a murder in that building, 100%, because it's documented, yeah. Now, Abby told me the negative spirit in there is that guy, the 50-year-old, who was brutally murdered. Right? And my gut, of course, I'm fucking going there. Where you going? I'm going there, Rose. I'm going there next month. As soon as I've got the batteries that I need for my camcorders, the night vision camcorders, I'm going there. I did say I wanted to go there this month and last month, but I just hadn't had the money to buy the batteries because I've been spent on fucking cameras all the time, haven't I? And other bits of stuff. Why have I got my light on? Not even fucking dark. I've got my light on. So yeah, I'll be going there hopefully towards the next month. I've told my daughter I just got to get a bit more money to buy the batteries, get my stuff all sorted out, get the equipment sorted out, packed up, ready to go. But I don't want to do the full investigation straight away. I want to get permission to go there and do a walk around with a camera, K2 meter, just basic general kind of stuff, yeah. Get the feel of the place, come on, review it, see what kind of activity you might have got, and then come home and say, yeah, I want to do a full night, and that's what I want to do. So, because I might just say, well, we only want you for one night, don't do a kind of like review of the place. You just come in and do it and go and let us know what's going on. Even it's a nursery, they've had reports from the children they're hearing and seeing things now. The main thing that's going on is they've got like a phone network system, and someone is ringing from one part of the building to the main office, and every time they pick it up, no one's there. And members of the staff just run over to where the phone is being like picked up and dialed from, and no one's there at all. But there's still like, it sounds like it's, someone's actually doubled the phone and still had the phone on, like, communication wise. So they're trying to find out what that is, trying to find out what the shadow person is. And I think that's the guy who got murdered there. They're hearing like other noises like knocks and bangs and taps, and I think they mentioned a few other things they've heard. But I've told my daughter, don't tell me too much, I know I've been looking into it. I know there's definitely a murder there, but don't tell me too much because, as you know, years ago, I used to be able to sense things. And I believe that ability might have gone, but I think it's coming back now where I can start sensing things. I know that there's spirits around me. I can sense them. I can feel them, especially when I get the cold chills and the pins and needles and stuff like that. I know when something around. So I want to have that sensibility to go there and, feel if there is anything around me kind of thing. Someone might say, oh, I've just got the cold spot. And I'll have to use a bit of equipment to see, if it's, a spirit or it's just like, where a window's opened or something, kind of thing, and they've not closed the window. So I want to go there and like, feel the activity myself, and document it. I'm not going to be writing it down on bits and paper. I might just like say on an audio recording, like timestamp, 9:45 p.m. Cold spotting, building A or whatever. And then like, I'm going to have to play all that back and listen to it. That's going to take weeks probably. So they're not going to get like a full result, the next day. It's going to take me time, effort, and sitting down and listening to a lot of fucking videos and audio files and seeing what we have got. If they want everything to watch themselves, I'll have to stick on a couple of memory cards and let them have it all. I'm not going to charge them. Non-profit organisation, Haunted Spirit, Southwest Ghosts. No. I say, like, can you download the stuff on the memory cards and give the memory cards back to my daughter to give back to me? Because, memory cards ain't that cheap nowadays. But I'll probably have to buy, like, a couple of 128 gig ones or something. So I can, like, download it all. Because all my camcorders are 32 gigs. And I'm not saying, like, a whole night will actually take up 32 gig card. It might take like 2 or 3 gigs on each video. and I'm going to have to download every video file from every camera, which takes memory cards, and the ones which are just like, me DV ones, which are like the hard drive ones, I've got to copy all those over, and then I've got to like compress those down to a small format so I can get them onto the memory card. So there probably might be 8 or 10 cameras being involved. And I mean that, because you can see how big that school is. Am I just going to do the lower floor? Am I going to be doing the upper floor? Because there's 3 levels to that building by lots of things. What one is it? 1, 2, 3 levels. I'm not looking forward to doing the top one though, because that looks a bit spooky. Just you see, like there has been like add-ons to the building, but they still look Victorian type, and that was renovated. That was like, as I say, they boarded that up because it wasn't being used, and people did go in there and illegally DOS in there. So you just don't know what else is in there. You might go in there, feel nothing in one room, and suddenly feel a lot of shit in the next room, kind of thing. And when you do paranormal stuff, even with Paranormal Nightmare TV and other YouTube channels, they go into a location, done an investigation, come out, and it's kind of like increase the activity. I'm going to say to them, I ain't got the proper experience of remove spirits over to the other side, but I will do a prayer, and I'll see if I can move any spirits to the other side. But doing that might amp it up even more. If they want it cleansed and exercised or whatever, and I have to get a priest in and do it. I also need to get some water blessed from the church and some salt. So I need to get that done next month. I'm not going to do it now because I know my luck. I'll probably go and get water blessed and start drinking it. I've got to get some. I've got like little bags of crosses as well, which I want to get blessed. I want to get some of those Benedict little kind of like medal things off Amazon and get them blessed. I might have to order them this week actually, because I can get 60 Benedict. I don't think I'm going to need 60. Because it's £24.11. But I'm going to need to get them because they are not going to be here until like Tuesday, May the 9th. Now I can do it a fast delivery. So if I order them today, which I'm not going to do because I've got no money to buy them at the moment, but if I bought them today, I can get them here within like 4 days. But then I need to get them taken to the church and get them all blessed. Now all you've got to do is put a blessing over the whole bunch. You've not got to take them out and do a blessing one by one. But you get 60 of these little Benedict, kind of like Saint pendant. It's called set of 60 St. Benedict medals, 0.94 times 0.79 inch metal St. Benedict, silver toned St. Benedict protection from evil, pendant for women, men, jewelry, making gifts. So you can actually, get a necklace and put it on. Or they can just stick in their pocket, or they've got a mobile phone cover like this, and they carry their phone all the way, all with them. They can put it in where the credit cards are. Because I know, like my daughter was saying, a lot of them are getting really spooked out with the activity there, and it seems to be increasing a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm not doing a stream tonight. I don't think I'm doing this one. Just wanted to let you know the outcome about my cameras outside. and the outcome of what's going to be done about them shitheads upstairs. She is going to be talking to them. Said that she's going to ring them up tomorrow. If she does on that, that's another matter. But yeah, you know, I wished I had other people who I knew, you know, like family who would do it with me, but Warren won't do it anymore. Well, at Warren, you know, he lives in Kent. I don't think he wants to come all the way up here just to do one investigation. Aaron might have been, been interested, but he stopped doing the paranormal because of his near-death experiences he's had. It's kind of freaked him out. I've got no one local where I know my daughter said that she knows a couple of people who does the paranormal, but they've done the Wimbledon Theatre, apparently, some of the people she knows. But I wouldn't want them to come with me because I don't know them. I don't know if I could trust them. I need people I know and trust. All you need is a camcorder, photo, something to take documentation, video or photos, and a K2 meter. Well, I wouldn't get a K2 meter. I'll get an EMF meter, which isn't, nothing like a K2 meter. Do some research on like YouTube or Google, which is the best EMF meter. Like a millimeter or something, but they're fucking gone up in price, There's just a basic standard millimeters like fucking 200 quid now. You want to get a meter with the built-in K2 or whatever it is, that's like over 300 quid. They just don't give people the chance to buy stuff nowadays at a decent price. It's all gone up. But there are cheap, EMF meters out there which do work. Like these ones. Get hit with a form of entity, they do work. As you saw the other last week, both of them lit up with a K2 meter constantly. But when we tried it with all three of them, we had one light up and that was it. But we will try that experiment again, having all three turned on the bed. Even when I do it, if there's a lot of activity there, I say, look, do you want me to come back and, do another one? And so I can cross them over, kind of thing. Because I'm not going to say, I have the ability to cross these spirits over, tonight. I'm here more to, like, document it, go back, do a full investigation. If they want me to, do a few prayers, and I'll do a few prayers, which I need to print out again. I like the St. Michael one for protection, the Lord's Prayer, and there's a couple of other prayers that I used to have, which help to cross over spirits. So I need to get those printed out again. And if they think like it's kind of like ramped up, or it's still the same, they've still got activity there, then I might want me back a second time. I don't know. I might turn around and say, well, this is what activity I've got. You need to get a priest in and do a complete blessing of the place. I don't think it's like, even with the murder one, I don't think it's like, I can't say it because I don't know because I've not been there yet, but my sense doesn't feel like it's not all negative. Because Abby told me there's spirits there from, the late 1800s. There's a couple there from the mid 1900s. There's a little girl there whose family got killed during World War II. She didn't cross over, the family did, and she's there. And she may be the one who's playing around with the phone system. So they didn't have phones in them particular times. So it might be her. So it'd be interesting, to find out what phone is being used constantly. Get an EVP of a little girl saying, it's me. That'd be fucking crazy. I think it's just scaring them because they don't know what's causing it, And some of it could just be general, like, noise from the environment. It could be your window lights slamming because of the cold weather, or it could be something to do with the heating, expanding when the heating gets warmer. Sometimes the heaters expand and make weird noises, don't they? Shadows could be reflected from outside. Someone could be in one room, cars came round, and it's reflected a shadow from one person into another room. Yeah, it'd be good to get out, but the thing is, would I be able to get asleep before that night? Because, you do get excited when you need to go and do investigations, and sometimes you're thinking about it, it's on your brain, and you just can't sleep because the excitement of getting out and doing it. I'm surprised they turned around and said, well, he's not been here. It's getting intense now. We're going to get someone else involved. But I think, because my daughter, being there and working there, she's just probably turned around and say, look, just give him time. He's trying to get the equipment sorted out. He's not been doing it for a couple of years, but he's done some interesting places, and I've probably been watching some of my YouTube channels as well and saying, get him in here. And I know I've dealt with spirits because not so much outside, I've dealt with it here myself. So I know I've been doing it for quite a while. Yeah, maybe they know I have anxiety, depression, and stress as well with the noise. I thought I just heard a female say Steve then. Hello? What me moving? I know noise can manipulate and make you think that you're hearing a voice. So I've done an experiment on that before. If you get a bag and rustle it against you, if you're recording it, sometimes it sounds like someone talking to you, or that's you rustling your clothes or a bag against you. But spirits can use that any kind of noise to manipulate to bring out speech. Because rustling something against you is bringing out that static, and maybe they're using that static charge to actually try to bring out a verbal sound. But I actually heard that sound like a female going, Steve. So that was a bit weird. Anyone here? Can you come forward and light these up? Who said Steve? I'm not doing like a proper. I'm just seeing if anything does. I'm trying to consider what to have to eat today. I had the belly pork and roast potatoes the other day. Fancy a pizza, but I ain't got the money to buy a fucking pizza. It's like £18.50 for a pizza around here, for a 12-inch one. 9-inch one's like 14 quid. They charge you for like bags nowadays, like 50p for a bag, 50p surcharge, and that builds up the cost. But when I do that school, I'm not going to upload all the videos in one go. They will be in parts, so it'd be like, I don't know what I'm going to call it. It'd probably be, so I don't want the name in it. I might put Women's School Part 1, Women's School Part 2, Women's School Part 3. A bit like the Georgian House, that's in parts. And I'll probably upload them even before if I can do any review of the videos, so you can actually watch it and leave comments on what you might see or hear. And then when it's uploaded, I will still review it, but there might be stuff there which I might miss and you might see yourself, and you can leave it in a comment. And then although I might have watched the first part myself, I can go back and say, yeah, you're right. You did hear that. You did see that. I missed that, kind of thing. That's the problem, that's the reason why you need a group of people. You don't want too many in a group. Because if you've got more than 3 or 4 people in a group, they are actually, in one way, manipulating. What I mean by that is they're actually causing noises themselves, although they don't really realise that they are generating noise by moving around, scuffling their feet, and even a sneeze or a whisper. Other people might think that's like a spirit, and it ain't. It's like a human being just moving about or sniffing or coughing or something, in another room. So really, you don't really want too many people. And if that is like that, you see the size of that. I might have to do a couple of visits there anyway. I ain't going to be able to do it all in one night. So I want to be in a room for at least half an hour, 3/4 an hour in each room, videoing, doing EVPs, doing ghost box. As long as I don't get some form of negative attachment, and I don't mind it following home, and giving me the activity and calms the school down. I'm okay with that, but you don't really want to be going in there and bring something really evil back with you. I mean, then affecting you for the rest of your life. No, with the I will say this to them though, right, at the school. I say, because the guy got murdered here, and we know he was murdered. It's in the papers. And I didn't really want to know that, but after doing a little bit of research and being told, I feel that the murder victim is still around. He's pissed off. He's angry. Although the guy who murdered him was found convicted, he may feel that his life was taken away a bit too early, and he's still got that anger against humanity, and that's why he's still hanging around, probably wanting revenge. But I'm going to say that because of that, it does mean he's negative in he's going to attack every single person who goes in that area. So I don't think they actually documented in the papers exactly where the body was found. I think my daughter said that they got an idea where he was found, and there might be some bloodstains around still. But I also want to get. I know I've got some actually, because Rose sent me down those UV torches. The ones what they use for checking the old currency that we had for fraudulent notes. Got some of those, and if I can find out where he was murdered, we can scan one of those down the wall and see if there's any blood residue there still. A bit like when they do it with the old forensic teams. Just think going in there and say, oh, that's where he was killed, and although it's been painted, you can paint over a location where it's got blood, it's still going to have those specks. And just think you run it down and you see little bloody specks. Then Jesus Christ, man, that's going to be crazy. That'd be crazy, man. But being the size of it is, I might have to go there a couple of times. If they let me go there a couple of times, that's another matter. I don't be rushing through it, I'll have to say, well, let me concentrate on the ground floor first. So that's long enough. That's longer than the actual building itself. And then we've got time, we do some upstairs. And then I'll say, well, I'll come back and do the attics, because it is a 3-level fucking building. And I want to find out if they've had any form of activity outside the grounds. So I don't know. I don't think they've even got CCTV there. I'll have to ask my daughter if they got CCTV either inside or outside. So they got some outside. Even if they haven't, and they say that they've seen like misty shadows, or like they've seen movement outside, I wouldn't mind putting a camera outside. Oh, and I also need to get some fucking tripods as well. That's going to cost me more money. Tripods. Right, what can I have for dinner today? I've got those chicken wings in the fridge. I could polish them off. They expire in about 2 or 3 days. I've got the other pork rib thing. I've got pork, which I could cook. I don't know if I've got any mushrooms. Let me go and check what I've got in the fridge. Oh, God. So I think tonight, instead of all in takeaway, I need to save the money for my batteries. I'll be having the fried pork with mushrooms, because I have got sliced mushrooms. I might cook all of those actually, just get them out of the way. I think they expired today. So mushrooms, pork, and microwave rice. Yeah, I think I'll have that for dinner later. Might do that in the next half an hour actually, because I'm getting a bit hungry. I don't know if I'll be doing a stream tonight. I don't know yet. I did have plans today, but I didn't get up till like 3 o'clock. Well, I rang up the housing association and spoke to the woman about the camera I had outside, which has been taken down. I spoke to her about the neighbours. She said she's going to be talking to them hopefully tomorrow and trying to get some kind of like understanding and try to tell her to keep the noise down, which I don't think is going to happen. And she'll probably say like, is there, have you considered about moving? Now, all that will be under the privacy law. She'll tell me certain things, but there are things that she won't tell me. But she'll let me know if she's spoken to them or not, and if they have come to some kind of consideration that they will try to cut the noise down. So that I had to do today. There is one more camera out there that I need to dismantle, but I won't have to do that because of the rain. I wanted to go to the charity shop to take some stuff up the charity shop today, but didn't do that because I was talking to the housing association. I didn't realise what time I got up. And after talking to them, which was after 5 o'clock, the charity shop would have been shut. So I thought, come on here. What else was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to try to do some more builds. Again, woke up too late. Didn't go to sleep till gone 5 o'clock this morning. See, the reason why I try to keep awake as long as I can, so I can try to sleep during the daytime with earplugs in. But even when I try to sleep during the daytime, I still hear the noise, the banging, the jumping, the screaming, in with earplugs. And I told that as an association that. She goes, oh, is that bad? I said, yes, it is that bad. I said, you try sitting here one day and listen to all the noise. It will drive you mad. And that drives me mad every single day. And I said, I'm concerned to see what they're going to find, if anything, in the brain scan when I go over there on Wednesday this week. Because if there is anything there which they detect, I'm going to put it down to them. So I shouldn't have to suffer with all this noise. They're the ones who are giving me all the headaches. I always thought during the night time, it's the spirits that might be doing it. And yeah, sometimes spirits can infiltrate you and cause you to get headaches and nausea and stuff like that. But this is during the daytime. I don't get as many headaches as I used to at night time when doing streams, regarding the paranormal, than I do it during the daytime. I'm taking codeine every couple of hours, just to get rid of bloody headaches during the daytime. I don't take as many at night time because, I'm not doing as much as paranormal at the moment while I'm trying to build up to it. I'm trying to sort out my living room. There's still a lot of stuff in there. I've nearly got to a quarter of the room, nearly a quarter. I say 1/6, 1/6 of the room. There's a little bit of a gap there. I've still got a shitload of stuff I need to sort out. I found some of the Xboxes. I know 3 of them do work, and I think I can controllers and power supplies. So I'm going to be taking them up. Even if I get 5 of each from, CX, it'll help me to get the money to buy some more batteries and chemicals and whatnot. I'll spend out more than 5 of them. If they work, I'll take them up there because I'm going to test them out first anyway. Make sure they connect and work. And then I'll take them up and say, these are working, what can you give me for them? If they say, I know with CEX, if they say, we give you a £5 for an Xbox, yeah, and a power supply and controller, sometimes they might offer you double or even triple for a trading. So I might take the trading and then buy some equipment from there, cameras or camcorders if they got any, or EVP recorders, whatever. So I'll see what they can offer me first before accepting any cash. And people can't turn around and say, he's sending them to make money. No, because I spent more money on those than I would probably get from, a second-hand store. People say, why don't you sell them on eBay? But it's not worth it. Because by the time you list them, you get charged for listing, you get charged for selling, you get charged for postal. Even though you don't use a postal system, you still get charged for postal. And then you get charged, I think, $3.80 or something like that, they add in now. So if I stuck an Xbox up for 30 quid, I'll be lucky to get 10 quid out of it. It's not worth it. Then you've got to have the hassle of sending it. That's going to cost more money as well. Well, Amy, you just said eBay's postal. Yeah, that's that is default one in there. Even if you use it or not, you still get charged for it. So I say no. I'm not going to use their service. I'm going to use Royal Mail or Hermes or Parcel Force or something like that. I've got to pay for Parcel Force, but it's still saying that, I've added postal costs. That's what it is. Listing the postal costs I'll get charged for. Let's say I was going to donate some of the dolls to people, but no one's wanting to take any at the moment, so they're just going to have to be stored away. I don't know if I want to do a stream tonight. I might just chill out and relax. If I do anything, I'll probably put it on overnight or something. I don't know what room I'd do. I can't really do the hallway because the hallway hasn't got a camera with audio in it. So you wouldn't hear nothing through the hallway one. I could probably do the kitchen. And there's the audio turned on that one. Don't really want to be doing the living room because it's still a fucking mess in there. So I'm trying to work on it and get sorted out bit by bit. Could have done a little bit today, but I chucked several bags of rubbish out yesterday. I was going to throw some puzzles away, but I thought, no, I'll give them to the charity shop. Got clothes. I was going to the charity shop. Shoes. they're going to the charity shop. And people say, I stick them on eBay, get a few good for them. Nah, too much hassle. I'll rather give them to someone like the charity shop who can make the money themselves and put it towards a good cause. My throat keeps getting dried up. Too much talking. Yeah, but I say, I'll speak to my daughter beginning next month. I say maybe middle of next month, when I've got all the batteries sorted out and charged up, and the equipment that I want to get sorted out and bagged up ready. And so, I can do it at the end of the month, but then I've got to make sure that the school is willing for me to be there. Because they might say, well, we got an event going on, we can't do that particular day, we can't do it the weekday. I prefer to do it the weekend anyway. If they said, come round and, if I said I want to do, a quick walkthrough first before the actual, main investigation, so that means coming and have a look at the school, during the daytime or evening, during the week time. And they say, yeah, that's okay, then I can do that, have a quick walkthrough, for half an hour, come home, review any, recording or video I might have done. There's a quick, preview kind of thing. And they say, yeah, I can do it at a certain time, let me know. Because they might tell me, so, well, we've waited in for a bloody long time, they can wait now, They might say, well, come round in, October or something, But, my sister is the go-between. Not my sister, my daughter's the go-between, so she'll say, this and that, and if they agree with it, then fine. But I know they still want me there. My daughter said they still want me to go there. Because they are getting a bit panicky and find out what's going on. Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to cook some dinner. I'm getting hungry. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll be on tonight. I'll see how I feel after I've had something to eat. I've got a bit of a headache as well, actually, so I'm going to take some medication. It hasn't been as noisy today, but there has been a little bit of noise from upstairs. So you might see me later on tonight, you might not. I might do an overnight one with the cameras just running without me being on. Like I've done over the other couple of nights, just had the cameras running. And there's me sleeping, you hear me snoring time to time. Sorry about snoring, can't do nothing about it. I've tried, but there's still no way for me to stop snoring. So if I do come on for a stream tonight, it'll probably be around about 10:30. And if I don't do another stream like I'm doing now, and it'll be an overnight one, the stream might not go until maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Just leave it running for a few hours until I wake up, get up and turn it off. But you got me on notification anyway. You haven't then click that bell ready for any new updates or releases or live streams, and you'll know if I'm on or not. I'm going to go and get something to eat. I really fancy a pizza though, but I ain't got 18 quid to spend. Even a kebab is 14 quid to it be delivered. It's a £8.50 fucking kebab, but I've got to buy up to 14 quid for it to be delivered. So that means a kebab and a burger and bleeding fries or something. They do actually do a kebab meal. So I want to cook, but I don't want to cook. I feel lazy to cook. I need to cook this stuff before it expires. I know the pork's okay for a couple of days and the mushrooms are okay for a couple of days. I might just order it. See, it still costs if I order a kebab. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'll sort out my dinner anyway. I might cook, I might not, I don't know yet. And if I'm on tonight to do a live stream, you'll see me on. If I'm not on, I might put one on overnight. I don't know yet. I don't know why my phone keeps giving me notifications all the time. But yeah, you might see me later. You might not. Catch you later. Bye.